Office of the Medical Examiner, Pete'sville. Dr. Jack Hanman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time?
Okay, alcohol, meds, deceased wife. Got it. Jack is in a f***ed up spot. Check. Okay.
They definitely pay me too little for this.
I couldn't find you. Wait, if I hit R. Oh, okay. Makes it much clearer. Kate Brooks, a reporter for the New Orleans Weekly. Okay, so we're in New Orleans. I couldn't find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you are avoiding me. You think? Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write an article commemorating your wife's achievements. We would be delighted to talk to you about it. Along with the note, I'm also leaving my business card. Let me call you this evening. I hope you are well. Okay. Let's see.
Stephen didn't clean up after himself again.
Okay, so we're not the smoker. Stephen is.
He won't be needed for the next few months. Wednesday. It's not my favorite day, although it's certainly better than Monday.
I mean, we like it.
I guess it was in another life.
Okay, so that's the deceased wife. I don't like it that dark. Nope, nope, nope.
Awful. It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine.
Okay, so we're actually like in the morgue area. That's actually really kind of cool. I like that. I don't like the film grain though. Is there a film grain? There is a film grain and the apparition. Why? Okay, that's a little bit better. It messes with my eyes. Oh, okay, so we can't.
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream, rather than a storage room.
Little bit. All right, so we got...
I don't see any need to mess with the electrics. They are flaky enough as it is.
Okay, so that's a foreshadowing, I'm sure there. There's bars on the windows. Okay, that's normal. It's completely normal.
Pills first, Jack. Pills.
Right, pills. We need to pop our pills. Pop our pills, indeed. Okay, no, that's exit. Out of...
Let's hope I'm not caught short this evening.
Oh, okay. Why is it out of order? Laboratory?
But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
Oh. Nope. Not ready for that. Not ready for that. Nope. Bathroom. This is the bathroom? Who would even use any of that toilet paper being on the ground like that? The broken window? Oh. Okay. So that's god awful. This is a horrible work condition.
Okay. Time to pull myself together.
Oh, we're taking the red pills. Okay.
And get back to work.
There was double audio there. I heard the demon inside of us.
I need to set the camera first.
Also, there's no sprint or fast walking. This is it.
Now remember, Jack. Don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Place it on the tripod in this second room. Okay. Also, there's no run or fast walk.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
There's a body. There's a body on the table. There's There's a body on the table already. I didn't put it there. It's just there. And he's naked. I can see his bush. I don't want to see his bush. Oh God. I saw. Oh.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame. This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal. Let's start. Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy, and in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea. The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process.
Okay, makes sense.
During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
Oh, so this is something that I'd be perfect at.
Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
There we go. Yeah, see? We figured it out.
The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years. The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift.
Real photo.
Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man. He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased. Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
All right.
Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera. It's in here somewhere. Aha! There you are. I knew it was here somewhere.
Oh my lord. That is a old school Polaroid. I love it!
As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
There.
Voila! Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary. The boiler-healed wound looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
Okay.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small. Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite? That's
I'm so afraid it's going to open its
interesting.
eyes and look at
It
me.
will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain. In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. Now I get to perform an autopsy.
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed.
From this angle,
Date.
you can see it.
Okay, as you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every
Carpets
pathologist
match
must
the
keep a
drapes cloth.
detailed record
It's true,
of
they
every step
match.
of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass. Which spot first? It looks like a burn mark, no doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case. Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all. Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color. I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen. So
Okay.
far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes. First, I mark the location of the injuries and make notes for each one. So, the head wound. Definitely an important clue. This is even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it.
Okay.
We're not in frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can also be causes of frostbite. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head.
He could have also been super drunk and did it too.
This is of no interest to us. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
That makes sense. Put down the clipboard and continue the
We
autopsy.
still have one
Okay.
thing left from the basics. Rigor mortis.
Oh, okay.
Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually we raise it, now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
Interesting.
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw. The
Okay.
cut is made from ear to ear. After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull.
That's a brain. Touch it. Great. Now I can only think of the dead guy from Clerks. Yeah. Can we touch it? Oh!
After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section.
He jiggles. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I don't jiggle, jiggle. My money it falls into the wiggle wiggle. It. I'm so sorry. This is a man's brain, and I'm playing with it. Look at it jiggle, jiggly 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 jiggly. I am not a I'm a child. So what do we do? Do we just?
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Dissect the brain. The fuck am I supposed to do that? Oh. Oh, it just magically appears over here. Okay. Just a regular
Holding a
old knife
long,
and
narrow
cutting
blade
board.
knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
Yeah, naturally, a bamboo cutting board. Oh. Oh, so I gotta like actually like drag my mouse.
So far, so good. The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Yeah. Okay.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well. Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs. I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Oh
The
boy.
incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut your boy parts.
All right. Now we peel back and separate
cut
the
his
skin.
ding-ding. Oh, there was viscous fluid. Oh.
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
I love how the pixelation goes all the way up into here. Loppy lop.
Quite a satisfying
Oh,
crunch,
that's,
for some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So
Clearly, look
we
at
should
them
take
lungs.
a closer look at those lungs. We can see widespread black and tarry deposits caused by smoking cigarettes. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Okay, so I am liking, this is the prologue, so it is kind of like just teaching us what to do, so there is that. But I do wish that there was a little less like an excessive amount of writing, or like just things that we like, I don't know, like speed it up a little bit, maybe. Maybe it's just me though.
What now? The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples.
Samples?
Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart, and the bladder. I'm interested to see the concentration of alcohol. Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse.
Oh, a syringe. How do we... Oh. I don't want to go that close.
5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it. Left on the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid.
Don't look.
Now we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
Retrieve the notebook from the office with the necessary values. Okay. You get off that table, so help me God, Toby. I swear to God. Can we walk faster, Jack? Like, for real? Like, we are slow as f, sir.
This whole thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
Ew. Can we not? Do you really want to know what's all over it? Like, I don't.
let's get back to the examination.
I'm okay. Okay. Centrifuge, that's right, centrifuge.
We put all of the samples into the rotor.
Okay, my question is, why are they all red?
Now, we set the
Vitreous
appropriate
fluid isn't
time
red,
and
and
speed.
urine isn't red. Okay, set the correct values on both dials and start mixing. What's the correct dial? 15 minutes, speed 70. Okay. So it looks like 15 and
Okay,
7.
let's roll. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. Oh shit. The fuses again.
No. That's Morse code. But let me in.
Where were we? Oh yes, the blood alcohol concentration.
No, 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 no. Can we fix the fucking power? Or whatever. No. No.
Let's see what we've got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears
Is it
to be
really? Let me in.
ethanol,
Yep.
I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all. Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
Okay. Let's see how Toby's heart
We remove
looks.
the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, I have to say the jiggle wiggle figure, the jiggle wiggle the figure, the figure. I just really suck today. Okay, so the jiggle wiggle physics are really good. I give them that. The jiggle wiggle, the jiggle wiggle physics, really
Now,
good.
let's take a closer look at the stomach.
I don't wanna.
Size is normal, healthy, pink color, and as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside.
No.
We will
No.
do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
Back to the trusty bamboo cutting board. Okay.
We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
I don't necessarily like how they have you do this. I like the fact that I have to cut it. I just don't like the way in which we have to cut it.
Okay, large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
The hell? Is that part of the game? Oh, God. Oh, what is going on?
Pills. I need my pills.
Dear God, Jack, we just took them. Like, we just, like, how often are you popping these things, bruh? And with your gloves still on? You're just touching that dude's tummy. Ugh. For fuck's sakes. Come on, Jack, get it together. This is disgusting. We just cut his body open.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is
100% secondhand drug psychosis
suffocation.
happening here. Yep.
Could
Yep.
it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
Began a thorough trachea analysis by examining the
At
organ.
first glance, the trachea looks normal.
Very wiggly. Got some buildup in there. Is that normal to have buildup in there like that?
Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray.
Oh. Oh, okay.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision.
Okay.
To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen. And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Really? That's it? Dude choked? Is that what happened?
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back.
Yep. Okay. That makes more sense.
Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death. That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Yep. Yep. Makes sense. Okay, so he got drunk and died because he asphyxiated on his own vomit. That's a big ass comment. Okay. Accident?
And now it's all clear. The death was suffocation. Now, signature. The mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up.
Oh, now we gotta clean
For
it?
this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps. And then, we sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
I know, I was gonna say, don't we pack like the organs back in?
Beautiful. Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge.
We're
ready
not
for
gonna
the
put
next
his head
stage of their
back
journey.
on? Normally, like, first off, you don't just cut it that way. First, they pull the skin back, and then they cut the head off. Because then they're able to pull the skin back and have it sit. I'm okay. I'm okay. Could you stop making me look at his
tired.
pecker?
I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
This is not great. I'm okay. Like, see, like, we would embalm, like, you gotta, like, embalm them and all that other stuff, and, like, you gotta put this shit back. I'm okay. She said drop these off at the lab. But
I'll call Steven. I don't feel like trekking along today.
Oh, head to my car in the parking lot. Okay. I don't like the noises. Oh, that wasn't that scary. It's a human head. Oh. Oh. Am I supposed to be like screaming or trying to get out? That was weird. That was really weird. Like,
Forgive me.
did we kill our wife?
What?
What's up with their fucking shoes
Christ.
on, Jack?
Time flies, and probably doesn't have to get up to work.
I don't understand what's going on with this guy. What kind of photo is that? What is she doing? It's kind of, you know, or dead. We're dead. We got an apple just chilling there. Okay,
It's
dude.
been almost a year.
All right. What? Oh.
I wasn't able to support her through this. Till death do us part. It was a miracle that the coffee didn't wash off the writing. And that she said yes.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
She got it for her first day of work, and she broke it the same day. She said it was for luck. It's always good to have something for a rainy day.
Something. Damn, Jack. What the hell? That's not something. If those are all $100 bills, that's a thick stack of hundreds there, bud. All right, so I'm thinking either A, he killed her, or B, it's
So much light everywhere.
suicide.
It hurts too much to look at these, but I can't throw them away. A pill a day keeps the defective Jack away.
The defective Jack. Okay.
It's a shame these won't help with my hangover.
Though they do seem to
It's
fuck
just
with
too
you.
dirty to use. The fucking phone.
Oh.
Nah, I'll shower later.
Okay, so we don't bathe. Got it. Got it.
Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since... you know.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Uh-oh.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask, do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh. Okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Nope, don't got it. It's already gone.
It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you. Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
Oh.
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam.
Summer 1975.
It's hard to believe they've known each other for so long. These were from Thanksgiving. Stephen invited me. I was going to give them to his mother, but then I met Alice. That was the first time I saw her.
Alright, now I need to find an envelope. I thought I saw one on my desk.
It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer.
Envelope?
Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
A little bit. In the mailbox.
I don't think it's going to rain. I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
What the hell? We gotta come out here? This is our backyard. This is our life. Okay. This is like post-apocalyptic, it feels like. Just a little bit. It's also way too quiet to be New
I hope
Orleans.
this helps, Charlotte. Okay. All done here. Time to go. Huh?
The fuck? Oh, and of course this is my car. How the hell are we getting out of
Damn,
here?
I forgot my
Gate's locked.
jacket. Well. I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
Like, the gate was locked. Like, what, Jack? We're gonna have to have a talk, sir. It's a classic car, though. Classic
Nice
car.
and fresh. At least it's peaceful here.
How do we get in, Jack? And why does this look run down, like a rundown house?
Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
The timesheet, Hammond.
It doesn't let me click it. Don't yell at me. I can't. Bing. I can't click it. Hey man, if you leave the autopsy mess again and go home, I'll put it all in your car, I promise. Please return the key to the basement. There's a lot of negativity happening on this board here, sir. And I can't sign the timesheet. Thank you very much. It's not allowing me to, so that is not my fault.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy. Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... This,
Yeah, that's not awkward.
I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog.
Okay.
You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet. Due to a lack of preparation, this time the lecture will be improvised.
Oh boy. Okay.
Ah, man. I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again? I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later. And that's the whole point.
So we'll see.
Steven laughs at me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught. November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Lecture for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs, so today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, police folder.
Okay.
Ah, yes, Samantha Barker. Now I remember. There's probably gonna be a lot of chatter about this. Found in her own apartment by police patrol. Officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days. During the interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show. The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair. Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment. After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication came into play.
Okay, yeah.
When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy. Well, let's see what settled this matter. As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. This time, we don't have to focus on the clothes too much. However, there are cases where a clothing analysis can lead to the cause of death. Okay, now we can continue with the examination. Again, begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee
Anybody
that
else
over
feel
time
wrong?
it will cease being embarrassing for you. Yes, I've seen this many times. Interesting.
Looks like
Very uneven. We need to investigate this. You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion. Well, there's even more here.
she's got quite a few contusions.
A few we will need to look into here. On the neck of the deceased, we can see clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death. Given the condition of the deceased, it's difficult to tell immediately whether the bruises were the result of a struggle or perhaps the result of iron deficiency. Currently, it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result of a beating or whether it could be some kind of internal bleeding. In general, such blisters usually appear in the case of mechanical abrasions, but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. The most likely cause of such skin changes is the high concentration of barbiturates in the body. Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggest that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning. A severed spinal cord, trauma to the larynx, or trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss Barker's coffin. The examination with a UV lamp will dispel some doubts. Potential attackers could have left traces. After examining the organs, we can easily verify whether there was internal bleeding or whether the deceased was suffering from something. I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests, to be checked in the lab later. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis. But first I'll check for external traces. For this we use the good old UV lamp.
Oh, we get to check for stains. Yay.
I look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any traces. The area around the head is empty. Right torso, empty without marks. Legs, there's nothing here. The left hand seems to be fine. No marks. Well, nothing to surprise us here. And I proceed to deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace of. Now for the ribs. What do we have here? Or rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Sometimes regarding bruising, it doesn't take much. My wife was constantly banging into furniture, walking into door frames. That's a wonder she never broke anything. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. Maybe one day I won't need my notebook.
I already don't need your notebook. For some reason, you seem to need your notebook. So. That's the wrong door, Irish. You went one too far. One too far. Okay, so notes book.
Numbers have never been my strong point. It's
Clearly.
probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries.
That
I'm
sounds-
lucky Alice always forgave me. Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
15 and 70.
I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out.
Yes, let's. And let's not turn around to the body that's sitting on the table behind us because I don't.
The
I don't-
laboratory is already open, so... Fucking hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! Where is he? The fuses need resetting. Fuck it. I'll do it myself. I swear there was a flashlight in here.
Terrified right now.
Whatever. I know where the switches are anyway. First the right, and then the left. And voila. What?
What the fuck was that? What was that? I think we need more.
What the? Oh, for fuck's sake. Can't I work in peace?
The door was closed a moment ago.
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yeah, eventually everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we'd best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew! How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck. Jack, turn on the radio.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Was... Steven... Was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. You want me on site?
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck. Calm down, Jack. Pills. I need my pills. You heard him, Jack. A serious accident. Lots of victims. He's definitely dead. Yes.
Okay, so Red
Nothing's
Pete
going
may be the man
to
that killed his wife?
Christ.
So we can't look at ourselves in the mirror. And I think we feel responsible for our wife's deaths, but based on the way he just reacted to that, I feel like it's this Pete dude.
What?
I didn't want it open either. You. Bitch, you better still be on your gurney. That's right. You stay
Technical
there.
break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor if I need to.
You move.
Fucking hell!
Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. I know. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. It's okay. I'm allowed to panic. I'm allowed to panic, okay? Panicking is my second state, and it's completely normal and okay. Don't move. Please don't move.
All right. Let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap. And miraculously, yes.
Hey.
The samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
Just chill there. Please don't move. I don't like the fact that I can't like speed walk or run.
All right, let's load this up. I placed the test tubes in the rack. Now, just take 5 milliliters from each, precisely, and the next 5 more. We put the prepared sample into the machine. Let's see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation. I can return to the body and continue the rest of the examination.
Okie dokie. Okay, just this.
The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body. It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail. First, I'll pick up the syringe again. I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Like, this has got a really creepy, eerie vibe happening, but no real
That's
jump scares
enough.
yet. The one
I'll do the
jump
test
scare we
later.
had was
I'd best
lame.
not try my luck with the centrifuge right now. Now I removed the liver. No lesions. However, it is slightly enlarged. Perhaps it's a slight inflammation or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result of the deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ.
Interesting.
The weight is 1,300 grams. The liver is enlarged.
Yeah, it is. And it looks far more necrotic now that it's in here.
I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes. The blade glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure.
They need a better system than this.
No steatosis or cirrhosis. The liver is actually quite clean inside.
Interesting. Okay.
The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs or other substances? At a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack. The deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to natural causes. The liver is enlarged, not from alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates.
It was 10 minutes 75 speed. 10 minutes 75 speed. Okay. 10 and
We close
75.
the centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again. It looks like our luck is in.
Okay. That was not 10 minutes, but okay. Apparently I did it too quickly. There we go.
We can take the samples to the
Some
lab
of
now.
the things are a little wonky with the clicking and like where you click and how you click. So there is a little bit of a
I wonder how
wonkiness.
she was able to get hold of these drugs. Well, let's see how much of it we find.
I love how there's just like cocaine and
Nothing
pain away
surprising.
just everywhere.
Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin. Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased's stomach.
Oh yay. Just what we wanted to do.
Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises.
This is like very hard to do. I have to turn up my DPI every time I do this because you have to like really drag your mouse. This is like the only complaint I have. They could have done this a little better.
But not this time. We see remnants of undigested food and a dense mass of pills. You don't take this many drugs by accident. Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased.
It's
The
kinda
direct
dark.
cause of death was probably an overdose. We can check the brain. Brain is normal. No obvious lesions. Alright. I need to dissect it on a board.
Whee!
Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. I peek inside a bit, and... I don't think there's anything worth noting. As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who knows? Maybe the spinal cord has been severed. I need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer. Oh, they're out there. Alice. Saw.
Okay.
I need saw. Fuck. I don't see it here. Oh. I know. I probably left it in the basement after its last cleaning.
Basement? Basement? There's a basement to this place? There's a basement to this really creepy, uncomfortable place. Okay.
Mr. Ridley, I need a key to the basement.
It's in the social room.
Why is the key lying in the... never mind. Thank you.
Hey, Hammond. Did you hear about the convoy? Well, maybe you'll get a chance to relive your glory days and catch Red Beat again, huh?
Let's hope there won't be a need for that. If only he could put that much enthusiasm into his work. I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses. Please, may this be the last trip. Fuck.
Where?
Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack, take a deep breath. Deep, pleasantly cool breath. You're nearly finished
the
with
basement?
the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest.
Where is the basement? It's gotta be outside. It's gotta go outside. I don't like that this is like the fastest we can move. This is super slow. Okay. Weird. We got the basement there. Then there's like this weird killer shack. I can't see in it. But it looks like a weird killer shack up there. Okay. That's interesting. Yep,
I'll take the saw.
Stop disintegrating.
Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn Red Pete. Will I ever again? Will I? If only.
That didn't scare me. It jumped my heart rate up. I'm okay. I'm okay. What?
It
Okay.
would be easier if I put things away properly.
Yeah, I feel fucking would, bud. Like that wouldn't have jump scared. Like the dummy wouldn't have fallen to jump scared us for no damn reason. Fucking why am I further going in?
Ugh, damn student lectures and their fucking props.
Like why am I? Oh, the whiskey. You can use some of that. I can take the whiskey. You can give us the whiskey. I like the whiskey. Can I have the whiskey? The whiskey. Okay. Not gonna close. Okay, we're just not gonna close it. We're just gonna leave it open. Why? How? How? Oh, cheaply. Okay. Lots of questioning of the establishment here. I'm just going to say there's lots of questioning of the establishment. Okay.
And like clockwork, he's already sleeping.
Go figure. I swear to God, this guy sighs 2 more times. I'm out. Alright, you better stay at the damn table. I saw him. Not afraid to use it.
Sorry for the short interruption. I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing the spinal cord.
That's how you do it? I don't feel like that's how you do it.
The spine is removed. I can see that the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body.
How can you say that the spinal cord has not been severed when you literally just ripped it out of her body? Like, we only did from like here to here. That's not all the way up to the neck, because if it was all the way up to the neck would have collapsed at this point. Okay? If you're gonna make a simulator and you're gonna try to use all this medical mumbo jumbo and jargon, get it right. Just get it right. What?
The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose of barbiturates. Traces found on the body suggest that the overdose was a deliberate act, following a failed attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded. Autograph, and we can start sewing.
That looks horrible.
In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe. Well, we're done for today. Thank you for your attention.
I love how we don't put the head back.
Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way. Gloves in the trash, leave the apron for cleaning. Now I can go. Camera. I didn't turn it off.
I'm right here. We can still turn it off, dude. Like, we can still do all those things you just said. Just let me do it. Like, it's still possible, Jack. Like...
a nightcap will do me good.
I don't know about that. Soon you're gonna start seeing Red Room.
Good
and,
night,
like,
Mr. Ridley. The police will pick up the body and accompanying documentation in the morning.
Sure.
I don't like Mr. Ridley.
I guess there are actually 2 things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude.
Sounds about right.
Alright, maybe 3
I
things.
still have my
Find
gloves
whiskey the
on
rocks
and
when
my
I get
apron
home.
on. I still have my glove and apron on. He didn't let me take them off. Or let me turn off the camera.
So cold. I guess I should have brought my jacket to work.
Yeah, probably fucking should have.
This block can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet. Almost there. Stephen didn't want to go out for a drink tonight, so I'll drink my whiskey in the company of my TV. Shit. I forgot the muffin. Well, Ridley will have a nice treat for the night. I'm sure he'll be his happy, thankful self tomorrow. What? What? What the fuck?
I mean, are you really as surprised with the neighborhood you're in?
But I locked it. I'm sure of it. Who the fuck did this? I don't have anything valuable. Money. They must have stolen the money.
That was horrible. Check the drink box, okay.
Fuck!
Yep.
Great. That's all I need. What if it was Red Pete? Where? I need my pills. I can't get my thoughts together.
Don't worry. Pop your damn pills. What was that?
Okay. I'm gonna have to report this to the police. Christ. Why did the neighbors not report anything? I'm calling Stephen. Stephen?
Now, Jack, I told you I'm going for a drink with you for another night in a row.
That's not why I'm ringing. Although I could do with one. Someone broke into my apartment.
What? Did anyone see anything? Have you called the police yet?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, no one contacted me. As for the police, I'm calling right now, officer.
All right. Do you want me to head round? Look for any trace evidence?
I don't know. No, I guess not. Honestly, I don't have the strength to deal with it right now. I just want to lie down.
Are you sure? Because it's no trouble at all.
I think so.
I think you should probably let Steven come
I'm
over,
sorry.
Jack.
I just wanted to calm down a bit. I don't know. That's probably some stupid joke. Only money was stolen.
Money? From Alice's box? Oh, fuck. Listen, I can come over. I have the key. I'll drop by, do what I need to do, and you go get some sleep.
No, don't trouble yourself. Lately, I've been just so tired and distracted. I don't know. Maybe I forgot to close the apartment door on my way to work.
It
If
doesn't
anything
matter.
else is
Someone
missing,
still broke in.
I'll let you know and call the police.
All right. Just make sure you close it tonight. If you see anything weird tomorrow, let me know. Whoever did this may be watching you.
I don't think anyone is dumb enough to come back.
You're probably right. Take care, Jack. If you need anything, call me.
I promise I will. Thanks, Stephen. Sorry to bother you again. I've just been all over the place lately.
It's not a problem. Good night, Jack.
Good night.
Okay. No, you should definitely let the cop come over. No.
What?
No. No.
I guess I should clean this shit
No.
up. Where to start? I'm glad this didn't break.
Jack, why?
I think I'm just tired. To be
What?
honest, I could leave it like this. There you go. I still don't understand why Alice liked this painting so much.
That was like, how does he
Shit.
so
The
nonchalantly
glass
just...
in this thing needs to be replaced. Maybe I could barricade the door with this. It seems like the burglar wasn't looking for anything here. Actually, I'm not surprised. I should pack this thing away. I have no interest in DIY at the moment. Now I'm sure I won't get caught up in these papers. Alice's family should really have some of these. That's enough for now.
Okay. Okay. A little awkward.
Oh yeah, I should take my pills.
Wait. So, wait, whoa, hold the phone. Okay, no, hold on. He was like, oh, this is enough. And all this shit was over here. This was dipped over. That was missing. This was right over here and all. Like, I did not clean it up this nice. Like, now the glass is back? And do you mind? And everything on the table's back. The couch is flipped back over. Like, everything's back to the way it... Hold on. Is everything back to the way it was? No, the money's still gone. Okay. I thought maybe like we had like a existential crisis and he imagined everything happened. Don't you touch me.
I'm gonna be late for work again. Got my keys, got my files. Check. Time to go.
What I don't understand, I can't see the time on that, but it's daylight out still, and like pretty fucking bright daylight. But we get to work and it's always like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, which I don't understand. You know?
Remember to close the door properly, Jack. I'll ask the neighbors tomorrow if they saw anything suspicious.
LA traffic, except for New Orleans.
I wonder if Ridley fixed the coffee machine.
Nope. We're not gonna comment about how we just heard the scream. Huh?
What?
Oh, now you heard it. Now you heard it. Like 10 minutes later. Okay, check. Got it. Yep, got it. I believe it. Going down. Kitty.
Huh?
Bad kitty. Wait, why are we here? That's RIP. That was perfect for the elevator. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm in Silent Hill now. So apparently we got to the top floor, which has this all locked off. It says RIP up there. Even though I'm pretty sure I told it to take me down, and it took me up. So we'll just do this the long way, I guess. Here it is, baby Karen. Just random ass baby Karen's. Nothing creepy about that. Alright, back to the post-apocalyptic outdoors, which, I'm sorry, but if you listen... It's silent. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. No birds, no insects, no humans, no sounds whatsoever. Not even wind.
Maybe a bit optimistic. I'd better grab a coffee on the way.
And now it's dark. Like, how far do we drive to get to f***ing work?
I'm exhausted.
Well, yeah, clearly we just drove 8 hours.
Today.
Like, clearly we just drove like 8 hours to get to work because it's fucking nighttime now.
Good morning, Mr. Ridley. No, he's not here yet? No, I'll deal with Adam.
Not worrisome at all. That didn't scare me. That didn't scare me.
Almost there.
I'm not scared.
Now for the tough part. The body needs to be moved. Where's Ridley when you need him? Alright. I just need some gloves and my apron. Then I can get to work.
Nobody else heard that, right? Like that was, yep, that was
I'm going to
completely
need my
normal.
tape recorder for this.
Completely normal.
Autopsy dated November 22nd, 1991. 7:32 p.m. Led by Dr. Jack Hanman.
Where's my tripod? I want my tripod. No. If you're not gonna let me film it, that means that shit's gonna happen. Shit's gonna happen because you're not gonna let me film it with a camera. And no, I want my where's my tripod? I want my trusty
I'll
tripod.
begin by verifying the identity of the Jane Doe. It's most likely Harper Lloyd, age 35, found in a well-owned house by her neighbors Leonard and Dorothy Chelsea, reported missing for a week. The last person who had contact with the deceased was her partner. Harper's last message read as follows: "I'm gonna take a shit in their stupid well. Then we'll see who has the last laugh." Nice one. Police records
Except for
also
now
show
she's
that
dead.
Mrs. Lloyd was in constant conflict with her neighbors. The constant parties and subsequent brawls made living in the area nearly impossible, especially when Lloyd's partner wasn't around. Firefighters found the body after the Chelsea family began complaining that their tap water tasted strange, and at one point had begun to smell and turn a dark color.
Gross.
I proceed to open the bag. The most important task in forensic identification of a drowned person is to distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water. Okay, that could have been worse. There were bruises and hemorrhages on the neck. These usually occur due to increased inhalation when fighting to breathe underwater. Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body. That is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased. It's likely that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out. The so-called washerwoman's skin on the feet. The deceased had indeed been in the water for a long time. There are some obvious scratches on the skin. The skin on the hands can be easily separated from the body. The separation takes the form of a glove. I'd better note that down in the record. Marks found on the neck and foaming at them. Those abrasions appear. Hands heavily wrinkled from. There doesn't seem to be anything on diffuse spots or considering the deceased's penchant for drinking
Takes too long for him to read through
could
it.
have
That's
been
the
a mere
only
accident.
issue I have.
In this case, the question is, was drowning an accident or of suicidal? And maybe it's just an abrasion, or maybe the result of a fight and being pushed into a well. Fortunately, the skin on the hands didn't fall off. Otherwise, I'd have trouble identifying the deceased. Before I begin the dissection, I'll make sure the suggested identity is correct. The suitcase with the fingerprint equipment should be around here somewhere.
Oh, fingerprints. We're gonna be able to get fingerprints from all
Here it
that
is.
waterlogged?
With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads and the fingers tends to shrink. To remove these shrinkages, a mixture of glycerin or air is used. The fingerprint sheet should always be checked. Slipping fingers, too much or too little ink, or inaccurate hand position can make fingerprints illegible. If the body of the deceased is well preserved, fingerprinting is similar to that of a living person. I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her. Glycerin is injected successively between the nail and the skin of each finger.
Oh.
The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles.
Except for that didn't actually go in the finger, but okay. And it's not going where he just said.
Now I take a brush. Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink.
Is it not done enough?
I think it's enough. I'm
Jesus, you
getting
think?
fingerprint samples. In the case of drowning victims, you have to be extremely careful. The skin may fall off the hand like a glove when you take the print. I'll use the fax machine to add the print into the system. Green button, and... Once the data uploads, I'll run the prints against the police database on the computer. Great. The data is there. Click upload.
Touch my face! Oh god, this is old school.
Now, go through the database and find a matching print. Expect possible hours of fun. One more. Analyze button.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
And we have a result.
That was easy.
Everyone has a story to tell, even if it's just a police record. So, as predicted, the deceased
Lloyd.
turned out to be Harper Lloyd. That went smoothly. I'll print this out and attach it to the medical records. Great. Now I can go back to my inspection.
Alright.
I'm adding the name of the deceased. I'll start the internal examination by taking fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the nose will do the trick. If the victim was alive when she fell into the well, she must have swallowed water fighting for her life. And then diatoms, characteristics of pooled water like a well, got into the body. In the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm sure that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the well where police found the body. Now I need to adjust the knobs properly.
Oh,
and
boy.
place the diatom in the center of the slide. Diatoms, I won't even notice an army of diatoms. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these. The aperture still needs adjustment. I won't even notice an army of diatoms. Oh. The aperture still needs adjustment. The image is too dark. Oh. I'm finally starting to see something here. Nah. Too much light. I won't be able to see the diatoms transparent. Oh. I'm finally starting to see something here. It's not a dirty line. And perfect. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae. As expected, we find the aforementioned algae in the solution. Their upper part, epitheca, which overlaps the lower, hypotheca, is clearly visible.
Okay.
The presence of diatoms in the
That's
brain samples
annoying.
taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she... Poor soul. I get cases like this more than any other. Since there were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the body. Studies of the rest of the organs will most likely confirm this hypothesis. If diatoms were only present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs and proceed to their examination. Taking the lungs in my hand, I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of water emphysema. In addition, there is significant swelling of the organs, and as a result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs. The emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed, which is characteristic of drowning. Corpses found in water are worth examining with a tomograph. However, I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic technology. A bucket and water.
Did you see that? Did you see that down there? There's a guy in that door. Hey bud, look, I don't want no fucking trouble, okay?
Ooh. I hope no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this.
Yeah, we're just gonna ignore. We're just gonna completely ignore that just happened. Yep, we're just gonna ignore it. We're gonna continue on our day and pretend it never happened. Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Ma'am, I told you, you must remain seated for the duration of this ride. Legal purposes make it to where you have to stay on the gurney. Okay, if not, I'm going to shit my pants and then we're both completely okay?
Historically, the lung float test is used to detect infanticide. The water should be at room temperature. That's enough.
Okay, figured it out. Figure it out,
To
chat.
test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water. This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to bring them here.
Yep. Rod, stay on that table, I swear to God.
Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. Gases released during decomposition could also give a false result. In this case, however, it's about something else, namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to see if they fall or if they will float on the surface. Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily.
Okay. Interesting noises. Very interesting noises.
Fluid could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it could also be the result of bacterial infections or cancer, so further investigation is needed.
Alright, let's dissect
I move on
them.
to dissecting the lungs of the deceased. You can hear the distinct, very unpleasant crackling of the tissues being cut through.
It's very difficult to keep this thing steady.
The parenchyma is remarkably pale, although small hemorrhagic foci and petechia are present on the surface. All right. Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope. If we find 20 diatoms on the slide, it can be considered drowning, and our result is not false positive due to possible contaminations. Let's see. I'm finally starting to see something here. And perfect.
Now we just search around and try to find the little buggers. Which is very slow moving. I wish they would fix that. There we go. There's a bunch of them.
As expected. In solution, the diatoms are clearly visible. There are smaller and larger clusters of them. There will definitely be more than 20 of them.
Okay then.
I'll make a note of all this. So far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning. Well, the procedure requires me to check everything anyway. There's little left to do. I'm going to check the airway patency of the deceased. Interesting. Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. I'm moving to the board for further inspection.
What is that? What is that? It looks like a finger. Do we have a finger? Did she bite the finger off of someone?
I dissect the trachea and open the organ. Inside, I find, based on the size, I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring, quite standard from the outside. There's an engraving inside. What the fuck? But this is my ring. Alice's ring. But how did it, but this should be at home. I have it. At home. I have to check this out. Where are my meds? Huh?
What the? Okay. I'm okay. Wait, the thingies are gone now.
Jesus Christ!
The divides are gone.
Please all make it go away. I have to Check the apartment. It can't be. Jesus
advisor card.
Christ. Mr. Ridley. Mr. Ridley!
What's all the ruckus?
I need to go home. Immediately.
What? Now?
I have to. Have you seen anyone here this morning? Anybody suspicious?
Oh, there was no one. Dorothy was, but only for a moment, then she left. What's wrong with you, Hammond?
Oh, shit.
Okay. Thanks.
What about the corpse?
I'll come back, I promise.
He's like in
Jesus
full
Christ!
freak out mode. Even with the pills. Gloves on and all
I
still.
have to check this out.
I mean, it was there this morning when we looked. It was there. I'm almost positive.
This can't be real. Where is it? Where is it? Where? It's not here. It's not. I need to go. I need to go. This is sick. Fuck.
Where'd your gloves go?
Come on, Steven. Pick up the fucking phone.
Hey. What's up, man?
They took the ring.
What? What ring? What are you talking about?
They took the wedding ring. Alice's wedding ring.
One sec. You mean burglary? You said nothing was missing.
Yes, I know that. I don't know. I was jittery. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know, but that's not the worst of it.
Calm down, Jack. Breathe. What happened?
I found it in the trachea of the deceased I was working on. Do you understand? I pulled it out of a dead woman's trachea.
What?
I don't know what's going on.
Wait, now
I
everything's
think
gone.
Red Pete wants revenge. He's playing with me. Huh? I knew it. I knew it from the beginning this was going to happen. I didn't make it up.
Jack, listen to me. Try to calm down. Don't leave the apartment. I'll be with you right away, okay? I'm on my way.
What sane person would do something like that? How? And when? When the fuck? Fucking Ridley lets in whoever he likes as usual. What are you saying? Steven? Don't leave me, man. Come on. Fuck.
Dude is straight losing his damn mind.
God, what now? Okay, just calm down. Just calm down. I need... Jesus. What's going on?
The sound is off. This is driving me a little nuts.
Just one sip more. Yep.
Drink a lot more than he poured.
Jesus. Just one sip more.
I don't think we need any more, Jack.
Okay.
I don't think we need any more. I think we're good.
All right. I can't do it anymore. These reports will kill me one day. I'll have to finish it over the weekend.
We're not gonna...
It's time to go to work. I should take out the trash first. Ugh. Ugh. Jesus. Fuck. Maybe I'll just ignore it. Yes?
Hi, this is Charlotte. I guess I interrupted you again?
Oh, hi. No, I just... I wrote reports in those last sections, and I was just about to leave for work.
I always know when to call.
Yeah, definitely. What's up? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What about you?
Okay, nothing new. I had a few days off.
Oh, that's nice. Then... Did you have a moment to look for something for me?
Something for you?
Well, the photo with, the photo I asked you for?
It hasn't come yet? Oh, sorry, but I said it a week ago.
No, not yet. Maybe I'm too impatient. I'm sorry for rushing you. You have so much on your mind, I thought maybe you forgot.
It's okay. No worries.
We're not gonna talk
With
about
my
what
pills,
just
I-
happened?
Pills. I almost forgot to take my pills. So you see,
Yeah.
I have to go now.
Yes, sure.
Let me know if you still haven't received the letter. Then I'll try... well, maybe I'll find something else.
Oh, really? Could you? It would be great if you could. Really?
Yes. I know it means a lot to you.
Well, I won't hold you any longer. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Damn. Did I mess up the address? How am I
We're
gonna
not
get those
gonna-
pills?
We're not gonna talk about what happened and the fact that you never went back to fucking work. Or that Steven never showed up. Or that we don't know what's going on. We're just gonna completely negate all that and forget all about that stuff. Right?
Maybe I should invite Charlotte to do something herself.
A little rude. A little rude. So we pop those red pills every time we start to get a little loopy. We pop those red pills. 'Cause apparently it takes... This looks like trash. This is not... Oh. We're only gonna take this one bag out.
Ugh. Why is it so wet?
Yeah, why is it wet, Jack? It's your trash. You should fucking know. I just throw it out the window. It'd be hilarious. Just throw it out the window. Like he's got all that trash out there, but then like this is his
I
apartment
shouldn't be
building,
this tired.
which is weird, right? And whenever we take this, shit goes bad. So typically I walk, but like you can't get to certain areas and everything's just kind of weird. Like you can't see, like it's broken, you can't go up there. Keep this going.
Fucking hell!
Good times. Always what someone wants to hear when they're in an elevator, right?
I wonder if Alice's mother has a film of this photo somewhere. I actually hadn't thought about it before. I should call her on Friday.
Dude, we don't even know what day it is today because you're just kind of all over the place with stuff. That, and as you saw, it's morning, and now it's getting to be nighttime.
Oh,
It's not
God.
quite as night
Why do I like sleeping so much?
because it's sleep. It's not quite fully dark, but we always start the day in the morning. We drive to work, and it's always like between 7 and 9 p.m. that we get to work.
Huh?
It's just me, Jack.
Okay, now we're getting whispers. I don't like the whispers. Oh, no, we don't need the whispers.
Good afternoon.
Isn't it a bit early for you?
I missed our invigorating conversations. Has Stephen brought the body?
Yeah, the trolley's in the hall. Maybe wheeling it to the dissection room will be invigorating enough for you.
Huh. I've missed out. I think I'll get straight to work on this one. Focusing on something will do me some good. Christ, this one's heavy.
Yeah, I could feel like the struggle, like it's not wanting to go.
Hey, Mr. Ridley, I need help. I can't lift this bag myself. Ridley! Ugh, wasn't easy, but at least I can start.
Yeah, but I love how we call for Ridley, but never comes to help. Never. All right. I guess we're not gonna put that on
New
today.
package must have arrived. I guess Dorothy ordered it. I think I'll skip recording a video for the students today. They don't need to see me and the body. Ugh.
I don't know,
They'll still
bud.
have the accompanying photos anyway.
I don't know. I feel like we need to start recording what we're doing because shit gets weird.
James Evans
Hi, Dad.
Jr.,
How are you?
also known as Jesse. Age about 30, weight 130 kilograms, height 180 centimeters. The body was found
For those of you that don't know, he was
mutilated.
recently burglarized.
Clothes, probably belonging to the deceased, were found lying nearby. The body was found inadvertently in the
Haven't
woods
started
near
yet.
Peetsville. The dogs picked up the scent while searching for a missing boy. The deceased's father, James Evans Sr., is a local businessman. He was the one who reported the disappearance. At the time of the report, his son hadn't been home for 3 days. Police photos show that the body was not even particularly hidden, but only covered with a thin layer of soil, branches, and leaves. Sounds disturbing.
I feel you on
I
that
wonder
one,
what
Doc.
condition the body is in then. I'll start by opening the bag.
I don't want to know. So trigger warning. We're gonna open this, and they're graphic. Where's his head?
Oh, fuck. I didn't expect this level of mutilation. This is going to be a dirty job. I'll check through the bag the police left.
Oh, he's heavily mutilated. Like his groin's even gone. His groin. Oh my god. Okay, so this is what I was meaning by graphic, guys. Lay the contents of the bag on the table. Where'd the freaking bag go? Oh. Oh.
Maybe there will be something worth noting about the victim's clothes.
I have a feeling the head's in here too, bud.
Leather belt, plain cotton t-shirt, classic jeans. Well, dirty and torn. Certainly not my style. Is this?
It's the other thing that I have, the one gripe I have with this is like sometimes I'll be like, is this? And he'll start to talk and then he stops talking. Because you trigger it to stop talking.
Interesting. Most of the blood is visible around the neckline. However, after decapitation, I would expect a larger stain, reaching much further.
Yeah. I
Mainly
agree.
traces of soil. It's a bit like the perpetrator's pulled his shirt over his head. Something's stuck here. It looks like some kind of ecdysis? Scale? This could point to an animal being responsible.
Looks like a crocodile or alligator scale.
The bloodstains
New
don't
Orleans
appear
would
to be
be
related
alligator,
to any
right?
injuries on the body.
Could be
The
alligator.
deceased must have been unclothed before he was injured. A lighter, engraved with the police insignia. Stolen? Or maybe purchased from a pawn shop? It looks somehow... it's probably a coincidence. Traces of dirt mixed with blood and rubbed leaf litter.
For a partner in
Evans
crime.
must have been crawling, or was dragged along the ground.
I don't think that's a coincidence, buddy boy.
And
There we go.
here, another animal
Hello,
souvenir.
random.
It looks different than the previous one.
does, but it still looks like it could be a scale of alligator, crocodile.
The only thing I can tell from the clothes
maybe?
is that before his death, Evans had either put up quite a fight, or the attackers simply dragged him along the ground for a long distance. In turn, and this is certainly strange, the injuries themselves were inflicted only when he was naked. Okay, I'll take a look at the scales. They seem too different. Dorothy once brought an animal encyclopedia here. She performed an autopsy on an exotic animal smuggler. The guy suffered an accident while transporting illegal animals. Not only were the police needed on site, but it took nearly a day to round up his cargo. Dorothy had a hard time with that case. Did the impact kill him? Or did one of the animals he was transporting do him in? They even talked about it on the news. People were terrified that some reptile would just come out of their can and grab him. Okay, the book.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Alright, go to the lab and compare the scales with the examples in the atlas. We can do that. What the f-
Who is this?
That was our headless body outside knocking on the window. That's not okay. That's not okay. That was not. How did they get here? I'm sure Cell didn't put them here. Okay, we're just gonna.
Which page was it?
Okay, so change page.
Local wildlife. I bet I'll find something here. Nope. It's a completely different color and structure. Oh, that was quick. I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yep, I had a feeling it was gonna be that. I
Not
call
this
that
area,
a
but who knows? Nile crocodile. No way. I would expect something local? I certainly don't remember hearing of an animal escaping from the zoo.
So, like,
either someone donned in crocodile products was around the deceased, or one of them attacked him. I'll examine the body and take photos. If an animal attacked him, there'll be traces.
yeah. So I believe alligator, but a Nile crocodile? That seems.
Christ. Why am I so tired? Some coffee would be nice.
I don't know, maybe because
What was
you
I
don't
supposed to-
sleep and you have.
The pictures. I'll have to show them to Dorothy. Too bad that we no longer keep our ranking. With something like that, I would
Can I
come
get
out
coffee?
on top. There hasn't been a case like this for a long, long time. This wound appears to have been made by a sharp instrument. It's unlikely that a human would make such a wound. Such a wound could not have occurred during the victim's lifetime. Evans
Just
couldn't
love
have tied
monsters.
himself up like that. It looks like some
Henry's
sort of attack
Reptile
or
Emporium
kidnapping.
has another victim. Exactly. Oh, that's an alligator bite right there.
Oh, and as expected, there's a bite. Interesting. This needs to be investigated further. No head. That's not hard to miss.
Well, not really, yeah. All right, so we got
I need
ads
to gather
starting
my
soon.
thoughts together. And look at these photos. This looks very promising. The bite is clearly visible. It should be easy to compare it with the encyclopedia and identify the culprit. I just need to make it a little bigger.
That's what she
It'll
said.
be faster than physically measuring the bite.
Enlarge it using the fax machine, okay? I love how it's always the same 3 donuts right here.
I hope I put it in right. I can never remember whether it was image up or image down.
That's what she said. Oh, and I love how it just magically knew that we
I
only
didn't have
wanted that
facilities.
area.
Ah, fantastic. Practically a 1-to-1.
I love
There's
how it
some
just
tracing paper,
assumed
a
that's where we
pencil,
went.
and I can check these in the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Now, did I leave them in a drawer? Or maybe a box somewhere? Ugh.
Stop with the
I
yawning.
don't remember if I left them out somewhere. A very, nature-driven case so far. I'll have to consult the encyclopedia again. Good thing Dorothy left it here. Otherwise, I would have had to run back to my place to get some. I would be concerned if it was this crocodile that killed him.
I would too, but I think it might have been the
Shape of
alligator.
The jaw appears correct, but not the teeth. That's
Was it
not
the
it.
alligator, huh? Okay, wait. So, wait, did we try this? Wait, which alligator? This is the Mississippi alligator. There
Yeah,
we go.
makes sense.
That was the one that we did.
This would also explain the molt found in the clothes.
Yep.
It
That's
turns
what I was
out
gonna
that
say.
some of the wounds can be safely blamed on local alligators. However, we cannot blame them for the decapitation. It's not these animals we should be afraid of here. I should make some notes and start the autopsy.
All right. Perform the autopsy. Okay. Stop with yawning. Okay, so let's get our handy dandy.
Look for other
magnifying
traces
glass.
using a magnifying glass.
I feel like
It doesn't look
handy
good.
dandy.
Evans wasn't
Look.
decapitated with one cut. It looks like the killer might have missed before they finally hit the neck. Several stab wounds of varying depth and circumference. Looks like an uneven bite. It's worth taking a closer look at this. Maybe there will be some remaining teeth marks. The result of an animal tearing at its body. Eaten skin, soft tissues, and
'Tis just a flesh
genitals.
wound.
There are even some teeth marks, but... well, it doesn't look like an alligator.
There's a
The bite
tooth.
is firmly incorporated into the wound. A photo alone won't help me here. I need to make a cast and compare it.
You see the tooth, right? The tooth in his groin? There is a tooth in his freaking groin.
Mississippi alligator. It's strange that an alligator would leave such a clear and smooth mark.
Yeah, don't they normally thrash when they attack? They bite and thrash.
There's no end to
Thought.
playing zoologist today.
I thought it was always bite and slat, like they thrash around, like they'll roll and stuff like that. So,
I need a tool with dental impression cement. Can I find it here? No. It's probably lying somewhere around in the lab. I hope the cement hasn't expired.
if I were a bowling gun, where would I be? There you are.
A month after the due date. That could be worse.
I mean, I guess if you're okay with these standards. I'm not okay with these standards, but I guess you're okay with these standards. Now we gotta go put some squirty squirt stuff around a guy's squirty squirt area, which doesn't feel right.
Now I need to cover the bite area. Wait until it hardens.
Wait a second, that looks like a human bite.
I think it's ready.
That looks like a human bite. Now that I really saw it,
The cast looks quite contaminated from the other wounds in that area.
that's a human bite. Those are human, that's a human.
Well, let's hope the imprint turns out better. Brush, ink, and paper. Similar to taking fingerprints.
That's a human bite. I'm sorry, but that
Paint
is a
over the
human
area.
bite. It makes you use so
and
much.
put a piece of paper on it. That's very strange. I'll run it through the facts and check it on the computer. I really don't want to believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah, Jack, we're seeing exactly what you think we're seeing. That is a human bite on his. A human bite on his. And not in a good kind of. I was playing way. To the criminal database, because there's a database for that. That's disturbing.
What? Wow. This is, well, this is quite unexpected. Human teeth. Oh, fuck. I need to tell this to Stephen.
Looks like it's this one. We'll see.
Loading. It'll probably take a while.
Successful match, sir. That did not take very long at all. Ooh, could be this one.
Loading.
Let's see.
It'll
Yep.
probably take a while. Finally. What? The partial impression I have may match several people. Okay, this one is in prison, so he's out.
Did anybody
Another
see
in
the little
prison.
flash of his wife?
No, here's someone with quite interesting tendencies. Oh, he's dead. It doesn't fit. This one doesn't either. I'm afraid this will remain a mystery. The killer's profile is getting more and more interesting.
Okay, so wait, Chuck Brown was convicted of desecrating of a corpse, incarcerated, released. So there, Chuck Brown's released. This one's dead. This one also was released, arrested for not returning a rented VHS tape. That doesn't like sound right, but he was arrested for not returning a VHS tape. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Convicted of organ trafficking, still in prison. So we're either dealing with Richard Jacobs, who stole a VHS, or Chuck Brown.
I'm going back to the body.
Highlight the
I need to make a
previously
note
found
before I
wounds.
start the dissection.
So,
You can see that the
it's
tool
gone?
used was sharp and smooth. So, what if it was in the hands of an unskilled person? They look quite shallow. Someone must have inflicted these with some sort of primitive tool. Maybe something chased that alligator away before it bit down properly? This wound turned out to be more troublesome than I thought it would be. For obvious reasons, I
Decapitation.
record decapitation as the cause of death. I need to verify how deep these wounds go. If they punctured the organs, hemorrhaging could have occurred. Alligators rarely kill humans. The abdominal and genital area are supplied with plenty of blood. If the penis was bitten off while he was alive, Evans could have bled to death.
Oh, Jack, why'd you have to say it? Why did you have to say it, Jack? We all were thinking it, but you didn't have to say it. You didn't have to say it, Jack. Like, for sakes.
The perfect breeding ground for larvae. Fortunately, the deceased doesn't care about it, just like we do now. Due to the body fat of the deceased, I'm adding a heart attack to the list. Maybe Evans didn't live long enough to experience what happened to him. Man. I was hoping for an easier case. Only the trachea left to be examined. Surprisingly, it's not damaged by the decapitation. I move on to cutting it open. Okay.
So, but like
carefully cut
gameplay wise and story wise, I like it. It's just
blood.
I
Just as
expected
I
more
expected.
terror.
Evans not only swallowed it, but also choked on it.
So
Looks like I can wrap
I'm
this up.
mixed at the moment.
Let me tie this together. After he was abducted, stripped, and tied up, he was dealt several penetrating blows to the chest. Then his head was cut off. Evans was deprived of his genitals, and the body served as an easy meal for the animals. Even though there are a lot of injuries on the body that could cause death, it was the decapitation that ended Evans' life. The animal bites in the limbs occurred after death, so there's no reason to treat these as the cause of death. The damage to the lungs and heart must have led to severe hemorrhaging, so there's no doubt that Evans was choking in bloody convulsions. But it didn't last too long, which I conclude from the small amount of blood in the stomach and trachea. I never thought I'd ever wish someone to have a heart attack, but in this case, it would have been better for him. In some way, it can be said with certainty that James Evans was murdered. Oh well. I need to stitch this poor guy back up.
Whew, okay, but
That's
yeah,
really bothering me. Something's not right here. Because even now, the organs are relatively clean. The skin around wounds also, it's like, someone pumped it out? Christ. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
yeah, that's kind of weird, Jack. Kind of weird.
I'll leave these questions for the police to solve.
Like Jack has moments of all like, this isn't right.
And
Like
now,
this man literally
I get to
was
head home.
stabbed to death, is what he's gonna claim. But he's not even gonna mention the fact that the man had his pecker bit off. Like, somebody bit the man's pee off, and there's a tooth, and we didn't even bother looking at the tooth. I don't know. Jack, sometimes he confused me.
It's a fucked up thing. I'll hold off taking long walks in the forest for the near future.
Do you think?
I have a feeling that it won't end with just one body.
You think? Only slightly creepy and crazy? Like, the cause of death for some of my people have been creepier than in the game itself. Although
Good
some
night,
of the
Mr. Ridley. The body is ready to be picked up.
Sure. Good night.
Also, if you leave a room before the dialogue's done, it fucks with the game.
I think it's the first time in a long time that I finished work at a decent hour. I'll get home and... What? I can't believe what I'm seeing. Oh, come on. Fuck! When did I get a flat tire? What the fuck? Oh, come on. This is impossible. What's this supposed to mean? Why is this happening? Oh, someone is messing with me again. Oh. Fuck. I'm going to Ridley's. Maybe he saw something.
There's a thing right there. Like, I think I found your cause of it. It's thingy on the ground.
Ridley, do you know what happened to my car?
What happened to your car?
All the tires are fucking flat!
Well, it happens. Don't you have a spare in the trunk?
Spare ones in the trunk. No one carries 4 fucking extra tires.
Right?
In the trunk!
Jesus, Handman, calm down. I'll call you a taxi.
Calm down? That's a bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Have you seen anyone around here? Someone strange? Suspicious?
Except you? No.
Haha, funny. I don't find all these jokes amusing, you know.
What jokes? Handman, what's wrong with you? It's just tires.
Such things
Yeah.
are not a coincidence. What's wrong with me? Things keep happening. Last week.
Explosive
And now
boost this day
this.
and age. That's like
Just
60
go
bucks a
wait for the
pop.
taxi, okay? Fresh air would do you good. Neither you nor I will do anything about it now.
Neither you nor I will do anything? What have you been doing all day? Surely
Reading?
something like this can't just be overlooked.
Maybe you should go outside and cool down. I'm calling a taxi.
Cool down.
They're not. You're sitting there reading your thingy. So yeah, you can't leave the room when there's dialogue going on, or else it gets all wonky and janky. So that's another little thing that bothers me.
I just want to sleep.